As far as writing goes, I never really wrote long-form pieces. I wrote on a couple of Steve Martin television specials, and that was done in the old comedy writing style where Steve would usually sit at the typewriter so that he controlled what went on paper. And at that time it was a typewriter, I might add. And three of us would pace around the room and pitch. We could do this, we could do that, the next line, how about this, you know? And that, you know, that's the way, that's sort of the standard comedy writing room technique. But on movies, I never wrote the scripts. I worked with them. Sometimes I'd have sort of editorial meetings where I'd go, you know, this scene's not working, what can we do, fix it up. Sometimes I'd put a joke in, but mostly I depended on the writer. And of course, in the case of Back to School, we almost lost that movie because we couldn't get a script that worked. We tried, we must have gone through 6 writers, and we just didn't have a script that worked at all. And Rodney went to dinner with Harold Ramis, the late great, and Harold said, okay, I'll do it. And I thought, well, I'm out. Harold's a director. If he writes it, he's going to want to direct it. He was directing Club Paradise at the time. And I thought, yeah, I'm out. So Rodney calls me and says, Harold says he'll do it. And it was our last chance because the studio was going to drop the picture. They'd spent so much money on writers, and we were saying, we're not shooting this. They were angry. So he said, Harold wants to meet with you. So I went over to Harold's office in Santa Monica, Ocean Pictures, he called his company, and calls me. It's the first time I've ever met him. And he said, so what kind of movie do you want to make with Rodney Dangerfield? I said, I want to make the movie he goes down in history with. Harold said, good answer, I'll write it. And that was it. 4 weeks later, we had the script. I said, you know, so what's it going to be, Dad? I said, you know, we had Rodney losing all his money in a divorce and going up to college and working in the student union and schlepping. And Harold said, make him rich. He's funny when he's tipping. Harold, of course, had directed him and written the part for him in Caddyshack. So he knew Rodney very well. And, of course, 4 weeks later, we had this brilliant script.